hop in Philadelphia and hip hop overall. Also, this man has had many battles in the tri-state area. I never heard or seen him lose a battle. People saying certain things out there, we going to address that. And also, I mean, big up to legendary, one of my top MCs of all time, Big Daddy Kane. But one thing he don't talk about, the epic battle that he had with my man to my left, Jazz Fresh. They did it 2 times. Once in 88 and once in 89. The first time it was over at the rooftop. We'll get into that. And second time, you already know what happened at the After Midnight on 10th for Spring Garden. So right about now, let me give the mic over to the one and only Jazz Fresh. What's up, Jazz?
What's up, Crush, man? What is it that you want to know? What we getting into? What we talking about?
What we going to do? We going to get into a lot of things right now. But right now, we want to let, for those who don't know you, to get a quick little briefing about yourself. So it's only right I start off asking you a few questions. You can go as long as you want on the questions. First question is, how long have you been rhyming?
Probably since about 6th grade, man. You know what I'm saying? I was in McDaniel. I went to Barrett. I was in junior high school. This kid named Spin Master D used to bang on the tables. I was rapping.
Dark Crew.
Yeah, nobody else wanted to rap, so you had to, getting laughed at. So at an early age, I knew that I was a little eccentric. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care what people think. But even as I moved out of Barrett, my first year into to high school, this guy here, I didn't know who this guy was. I knew who his father is, Mr. Sam.
Yeah,
Mr. Sam was my teacher, and he was like a DJ. So,
exactly.
He took me under his wing. So, before Jazz and Snooze and Crush Nation got together, man, I was just house party man.
Okay, cool. Along with that, what made you want to become an MC?
Robbie B.
Wow, good
Robbie
answer.
B, man.
Robbie B, give
Robbie
it up.
B, Robbie B, and listening to like the Cold Crush and all them, listening to them tapes in New York, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Robbie B. For those who don't know him, he is the Godfather MC of South Philly, in Philly as well. We will get into some other things because a lot of cats had emulated the style of Robbie B. So let's move on. Where and when was the first time you made your debut on the mic?
Probably Freck House down the street.
At Freck House?
Yeah, Freck House down the street, man. Right down the street, you got into a house party, getting on the cellar, man, and it's like this was euphoric. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know what I mean? You just became magnetized. I was magnetized to the mic, man, and it's just what I wanted to do. I didn't care about what people thought. I didn't value no one else's opinion because lions don't care about the sheep.
Good words. Now here's a good one. I had to get this one out the way early. Give me your top 5 of all time. But first, before you give me your top 5 of all time, give me your top 5 of Philly in all time.
Philly and not South Philly. Robbie B. You can't, like a lot of people, Robbie B is the best rapper all time in Philly in reference of, if he might not be the all-time best because in reference to, overall because of the legacy and what people have accomplished moving forward. But a lot of you guys can't say anything about hip-hop in Philadelphia without Robbie B. In Philly all time, you got to say Beanie Siegel. Beanie Siegel is probably the most aggressive rapper that I have ever been around. Like, I battled him in Fonnie House maybe about 10 times, and he lost all 10 times, but every day he came back, he was aggressive. And later in life, as I reflect upon that, he was very aggressive. And then one day he caught me when he was Beanie Siegel at his apex and put me on my back pocket. And I respect that. Like, and Black Thought is probably he is the most successful underrated rapper in history. When rap started, we didn't like him, we didn't appreciate him. He was a pack rapper. That's when rap got segregated, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have no respect for him. But as he grew in his intellect and as he grew, one day I think he told me I skated to 13 million making 1,300 every night, and people was looking past him. But like you said, he's probably one of the rappers you don't want to come behind, but that's a challenge that I welcome. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about the bars. But I respect Black Thought. I respect Beanie Siegel. I respect Robbie B. Perry P. Or I didn't see Caesar like that, but I seen Perry P. You know, but when you want to get to the new school, you know what I'm saying, Cassidy is bad, and you know what I'm saying, all these guys is really bad.
Shout out to
Cassidy is
Cass.
bad, and you know, Major Figures was together collectively.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But
Shout out to Major Figures.
you know, but oh yeah, Jazz Fresh, without question.
Oh, of course.
Wasn't nobody, you know, I beat up on everybody. Bottom line.
Yes, yes, and I can say that I'm proud to say that I seen a lot of that. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, for me, you know, we're around the same age, but for me, you know, I looked up to Crush Nation. Crush Nation was one of my first heroes. I'm keeping it real with y'all. I'm a
Snooze
real
and
cat.
Bay.
Snooze. Y'all was one of my first heroes. As a matter of fact, they the ones who gave me the name Crush, because anybody that know me, my name was Carly C. So shout out to Crush Nation for giving me that name Crush.
Yeah.
And yeah, I looked up to Crush Nation real. You know, they was like the Styles P and Jada Kids of the 80s in hip hop. Yes, sir, in Philly. Now, far as overall top 5, like far as
In the world,
in the world.
Biggie, Jay, Eminem,
Whoa.
Grandmaster Cash.
Woo. Crush, Cold Crush.
I personally like Lil Rodney C, but he didn't have a bunch of records, but people wouldn't know who he was or whatever.
Wow.
But Lil Rodney C was super bad. Well, I got, you said top 5, so I got Jay, I got Eminem, I got Biggie, Grandmaster Cash. Grandmaster Cash is what Robbie B is to Philadelphia. Without me, there would be no Robbie. There would be no me. There would be no Jazz Fresh. There would be no Beanie Siegel. There would be no Black Thought. That's why Robbie B is like Grandmaster Cash and what he was to the Cold Crush. Let me see. After those 4, you know, I don't want to keep being real old school. It's like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of new school rappers that's real tight, man, but I can't really think of nobody that supersedes them guys, man. I'm going to say Little Rodney C.
Okay, shout out to Lil Rodney C. Now, here's a question that everybody has been waiting to be asked and to be answered. And I'm gonna ask the question the right way, because people really don't know the reason behind the epic battle with Big Daddy Kane. They just following what took place first at the rooftop and then what took place over at the After Midnight here in Philly. So my question to you, for myself and all the fans that's listening out there, what was the reason? What started the beef between you and Big Daddy Kane?
Actually, it was the youngster's father. KD is Steady B's DJ, Bring the Beat Back, and Steady B, he used to DJ for Steady B. And
Kid Disco.
I didn't get signed to Pop Art, you know, but they had Steady B, Cool C, EST, and they had Will Smith. And now that I think about it later in life, it was very geographical. But they had Big Daddy Kane. And Cash Money and Jazzy J and Robbie B and Charlie Mack took me to WDAS in 1987. And I had a rap, and I said, I got rank and authority, not one of the majority. Rappers that like rhyming, showing off at a party. I knew what I was doing since the day that I started, but all the gangs that couldn't hang, look around, they departed from here. So get it clear that 87's my year. And if you listen to Big Daddy Kane Raw, he said, superiority. I captivate the whole crowd majority. He stole my rhymes and flipped it. And
I remember that.
That was a huge thing to do. And a lot of people don't know, I had a record deal on Select Records with UTFO, Real Roxanne, and Chubb Rock. And UTFO label stole our song because Snooze and I had a song called But I Was Cool. And it was like they used the same record that we used. They used Me, Myself, and I. So we kind of thought they took that. And we came out with All About Money. But I had a show at the Rooftop in Harlem. And, you know, we came up there. And I think DJ Easy Lee, Kumo D, DJ, was DJing, and I mean, he was hosting the joint. So we went in there, we did our little show, but Kane stepped to me and said, you'll know how good I am if you see me on stage. So after me and Snoop start kicking it, I seen him on stage and we went to war. And you can hear how aggressive he is with him. What is this kid name that's on there? Biz Markie and a couple other cats that was there. You know what I'm saying? Dougie Fresh. All them dudes that they looking up to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z looked up to Big Daddy Kane in 1988. So if Jay-Z wasn't better than Big Daddy Kane, and people misconstrued when I tell you that I was better than Jay-Z, I'm not saying that I'm better than Jay-Z. I'm saying I was better than Jay-Z in 1988. If he was better than Kane and I was better than Kane, and he used to rap a style that was just like kind of like on a fast tip. He wasn't messing with us bar for bar, but at the end of the day, that's what initially started it. And when we came in Philly, you know what I'm saying? Like you hear, like he's talking about me, like the wrath of Cain, and he talking about me on no half stepping. And because I'm a prehistoric fossil, I'm not that educated when it comes to computers. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I wasn't able to put the second battle up. And when we came to Philly in '89, just a couple battles, you know what I'm saying? I shook the flesh off his skin. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Listen,
So,
and not to cut you off.
no side, that's good.
To add on to that, I want to add on to the second battle because it was crazy how I found out about the battle.
Yes.
Actually, I was dancing for 3 Times Dope, and we were going to do an Easter show in Columbus, Ohio, and I think that Saturday before Easter there was a pre-Easter show at the After Midnight, and Crush Nation was performing. Now I'm saying that to say this: Big Daddy Kane was a special guest host there, but he was supposed to already been out in Ohio because we all had the same hotel.
Right.
So we found out that he was coming out later. All right, so we get there and everything. Once I get back settled to my room, I get a buzz on my beeper. So I hit the phone back. Couple cats from down there and say, "Yo, you're not gonna believe what just took place." I said, "Well, what's going on?" I said, "Yo, man, I was at the Midnight." Shout out to my cousin Jocko from North Philly because he was one that recorded it and played it to me over the phone while I was in Ohio. And I'm saying this to y'all because when I heard that, I couldn't wait to get back home. But when I went on that effing stage, my legs became the lyrics of Jazz Fresh, and I just effed that thing up, and it was one of my best performances.
Yes,
so
sir. Yes,
shout out for my cousin hitting me up with that the night it took place. So when Kane finally arrived, when we seen him, you know, we had listened to the battle because I had everybody in my room on the phone listening. They was like, "Damn, we don't believe that took place." So,
Right.
you know, they ain't say nothing to him about it, but I was laughing. I said, "Hey, you had a rough night in Philly, huh?" And that was it. But going on with the next question. Explain the movement.
The Dine of the D-League.
Yes.
The Dine of the D-League is not about me, it's about us. And even though we all should do for self, and I want to do for self, and you should do for self, but we should do for self collectively. Because the way I break down the Dine of the D-League is Kobe Bryant could play in the NBA, but his pride won't allow him to play in the NBA because he would only average 17. But if he went overseas, he would get 40 million. He can average 40. If you're not Meek Mills making $100,000 a night and you're performing at the TLA or you're performing at South Street or at the Electric Factory, you in the D League, and that's okay being in the D League. They told me that I wasn't good enough to be in the A, so you know I brought my A game to the D League, and I can make a plethora of money, which is $5,000 a week, or do shows twice a week at, you know, between 2,500 and 5,000 overseas, and that is when I get to my apex, and that is my goal, and I'll be grateful for whatever I receive. But it's a movement, and it's not about me, because even though we here at this radio station isn't the top grade radio station. It's a D-League radio station, but you can still make money. You can still be universal. You can still progress. And even though you're doing it individually, you bring in Crawley Crush. You're the beginning of doing something collectively for ourselves. Independently, you're starting because everybody start off as a soldier, but at the end of the day, what I'm doing is I have an opportunity at Marston House. Shout out to Steve Stacks and Ethan. No one gave me an opportunity because I'm 47, but it's not that I'm 47 and that I was good and I was Jazz Fresh, all the things that you talked about and all the accolades and stuff like that that are priceless, that money can't buy. I'm grateful for those things, but if I wasn't talented now, nobody wouldn't be listening to me, and that's what makes I think what I'm doing is special, because now I can bring people. I'm not going to diss trap music or any of that stuff, because what I do is hip hop. I don't call it boom bap. I call it hip hop. And if you like classic hip hop, hardcore from the street, raw, WAR, this is what I do. This is what I'm best at. And we need to fill this void, you know, since Beanie Siegel's not around consistently. You know, I'm Jadakiss and I'm not from Philly, but everybody else here is doing other kinds of music. Like, you know what I'm saying? And D-League is going to get a rapper from Jersey, one from Atlanta, one from Brazil, one from London, and do the same thing that Jay-Z was doing with Rockefeller, the same thing that Beanie Siegel was doing with State Property. I'm going to start a D-League Warrior, and we're going to sell our merchandise, but the same thing, we're going to start a movement, and we're not going to just have a movement with people in our community, rappers in our community. We're getting other rappers from each state, so that way, then if you're from LA, you're going to be pumping, you're going to get 5 people under you. That's D-League Warriors. And this guy is from Jersey. He's going to get 5 people from him. This guy is from Beijing. So he's going to get 5 people under him. And this is how we cultivate the culture. You know what I'm saying? By planting the seed, but it has to start with someone, and my voice is loud enough, my talent is loud enough, and my presence is loud enough. So, and my legacy speak for itself, and that's what the Don of the D-League is about. It's not about me, it's about us.
Good answer, good answer. Jamie, you got a question for Jazz?
Listen, I really don't have a question right now. I'm just glad that Jazz is in the building. South Philadelphia, son, man. I'm proud of the stuff that he's doing, the work he's putting out. Consistently, you know, ups and downs, consistently round for round, lyricist. You know what I mean? I never found him not to be lyrical, and that's what I always look for in a guy.
Okay, now
you know, I'm just, there's some cats who putting trash out, man, and I'm like, how do you even get a record deal?
Right.
How do you even get a deal?
Well, you already know. Like I said last week, because hip hop sold itself. So hip hop sold its soul, you know. So that's how we wind up.
You know
with
how
that.
media tricks you. Media tricks you like this. I heard you say last week, and play attention to this. It's food for thought. What social media is supposed to do, and I can give it to you in a short definition. Last week, this guy said, Amber Rose, you need to stop doing what you're doing, Amber Rose. Check yourself.
Yeah, check yourself.
Check what I'm saying. That's what social media is supposed to do. This is what she wanted you to do, down to the D-League level, for somebody to get on the mic and say, check her. She can care less if you think that she's ugly or pretty. You already done called her a whore. We already know that she's, you know what I'm saying? She's out there.
I didn't call her a whore.
Well, she's selling her soul. People call her freaks and all that type of stuff.
Right.
So what she care if you say she's not pretty? What she wants to do is create something for you to continue to talk about. And what people are going to talk about is, we think we're using my legacy. We want y'all to talk about Kane. We want you to talk about, you know, this and that. We want you to talk about apologize so I can sell my records. Because I don't want to get up here and belittle other rappers to get to my platform. I'd rather use my legacy, but I have to have something that people are interested in. And the only reason why they will be interested, in my opinion, is because they're shocked at the talent that I have at this age.
Cool. We got the lines up just in case some callers want to call in. That would be hot. While he getting that together.
Inside the studio, 267-787-5393. Give us a call. We got this legendary MC, hip-hop legend, Jazz Fresh, son of South Philly, y'all. He putting Philly on his back. He creating the D-League. Watch out for it. Let's keep it moving.
Question. Now, let me take it back to South Philly.
Yes.
Because there's some things that we need to discuss.
Okay.
Now back in the 80s, you know, the mid-80s, when y'all first was getting it on and everything, we had the different crews, Star Crew and things like that. What was one of your most competitive battles, if any, existed? Because I know most of your best competition.
Wick C. Man.
There we go.
Wick C. People talk about Kane, man. Wick C, a punch in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? and what I'm saying is, Wick C, Star Crew, I mean, you know, I'm going to keep it a beam, man. Like, they were good, but like Mellow C was real good, but he had a little bit of rap. Stone Bone was super bad, but he, you know, he could speed rap. You know what I'm saying? Robbie B and Coop C, Wick C, this kid, MC Caesar, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Dave from Fifth Street.
Yeah.
But Cross the tracks. I didn't run South Philly. I ran Philly. But even in South Philly, though, man, like DJ Ali, J. Coop, C, and Wixie, Robbie B, Grandmaster Nell, and MC was Dr. Dave. Please forgive me if I don't mention Wilson because I wasn't young enough to remember the DJs. I don't remember the DJ from out Tasker, but I remember Dave and all them guys, man. But as far as rappers, they's the guys that made impressions upon me. But you know what I'm saying? The boy Wiggles, man, he was aggressive, man. And for the love of hip-hop, what'll make you do is like for the love of it, if you starving for hip-hop, it'll make you do things that hunger only allows you to do. For example, I'll be telling people that if you had a flock of pigeons and you couldn't catch a pigeon and you running all crazy trying to catch a pigeon, but if you humble yourself and just put a loaf of bread and you line that loaf of bread up in your house, you'll never have to check a pigeon because he's going to walk in your house. The point that I'm making is Passion Projects was dangerous. Tasker Projects was dangerous. Fifth Street was dangerous. But for the love of hip-hop, I went in every one of those projects.
Right,
when niggas wasn't going in the projects. I'm talking about the gangsters that we got in South Philly right now. They wasn't going into projects in 86 and 87, not by themselves, collectively.
Right.
That's when hip-hop was hip-hop. But for the love of hip-hop, I was able to go anywhere.
Right. That goes for myself, too, because, you know, back then it was very geographical, so...
It still is. Cool.
And it still is. Shout out, rest in peace, my man, DJ Cheese from the Yonk.
DJ Cheese.
His birthday was last week. I did not know because I would have spoke about the brother, but by him speaking of Passion Projects, yes, DJ Cheese was one of the best South Philly DJs, especially in our era. Him and Spin, man, they was vicious dudes. Right. Also, out Wilson, we had DJ Steve. Shout out to DJ Steve.
Yes, we took him to Brazil with us.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So yeah, DJ Steve and Kwasim, who followed behind him with the Monopoly Boys with Harvey and Cool.
They got a little younger, right? Those guys a little younger than me, right?
Right. Yeah, a couple years younger. So shout out to them cats. And 13th Street, they had DJ Marlon, MC Squeaky, a couple other cats. Of them guys. Yeah. So you know, I was all over the place, man, with it and everything.
And DJ Jazz, man. DJ Jazz and Robbie B, he's like come up under Grandmaster now, especially even with DJs, man. And I, with no disrespect to Cash Money and Jazzy J, because you asked me about MCs. My top 5 DJs and MCs too, man. Like at the end of the day, Grandmaster Nell was better than everybody. You know, I'm not saying that. We all know that Jazzy Jeff and Cash Money are the greatest in the world now. But prior to them, in 85 and 84 and 83, you know,
79.
Yeah, see, 79. I wasn't born. I was born in 60.
Was still a king.
Yeah, Grandmaster Nell was the Don of. Period. King. He was better than Grandmaster Flash, and you know it was. And I'm not belittling Jeff because Jeff was my DJ. I did songs with him. I'm on his album, "Trapped on the Dance Floor" on the Summertime album that sold millions of records. And you know I've been in Cash presence a plenty of times, and I've been in jazz. But there's nobody that had the charisma. There's nobody that had the persona. There's nobody that had the swagger. He from across the tracks. He felt like he was from 20th and Tasker with that Bobby Sad swagger. He was cool, man.
Oh, hit him.
He was cool, man. But listen, man, Grandmaster Nell, hands down, man. Like, you know, and then it was a kid named Lightning Rich. I seen Cash Money and all of them talk about, you know, a mansion for your mother. I did that with Lightning Rich. I did a tape with him that everybody took from. But at the end of the day, man, undisputedly, Jazzy Jeff, Cash Money, Grandmaster Nell, Cosmic Kev, and Lightning Rich.
Yep, exactly.
That's it.
I want to drop this joint real quick, Carly. Just tell me what you.
Let's do it.
Let's drop this joint.
This sound like some Wu-Tang shit. I'm down with the Wu.
Hey, man.
I don't settle for mediocrity. I own my property. Haters still watching me.
Jazz Fresh in the building, y'all. Check it out.
Jazz Fresh.
From the muscle, I hustle. Randy Dockery. They beneath me, how they gon' get on top of me? Do it sloppily, opinions don't mean a lot to me. These cocksuckers keep on cock blocking me. I'm a showstopper, you a cop blocker. All I did was raise these kids like Big Papa. From a grasshopper to a butterfly, hardest thing I ever did was watch my mother die. How you gonna deny that I'm a musical genius? Do my girl love me or she love my penis? Put the bullshit behind us, I'm only being honest. I'm only paying homage for those that came behind us. Fuck my kindness and you will get admonished. Looking all astonished and it ain't hard to find us. So all you prima donnas can suck my Pocahontas. Spuddy girl you want, but our baby mamas. We gon' do for self, so it's too late to sign it. I'm in the D League, but I belong in the A, man. I'm a Sugar Ray and the Dr. J fan. Paid the way, man. Back in the day, man. Every day, all day, I'm out the way, man. What else can I say, man? My glasses are Ray-Ban. I'm in the D League, but I belong in the A, man.
Listen.
I belong in the A, man.
South Philadelphia's
I belong
on.
in the A. I was trapped on.
We're going to put this joint in rotation, man. That's just a little piece. If you want it, you got to buy it. We ain't going to let you hit. You don't get it for free.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A rhyme that you and Snooze had back then. This was the Lottie Dottie for me. All right, Atlanta. This rhyme, anybody know it? Don't get me started. I have y'all saying it. It was one particular day I was standing in my door, and on and on. This song was so hot that I got into a fight with my cousin because I said that it was better than Lottie Dottie. Like, we really rumble, cuz.
Well, give me the line, man, because I need to hear it.
I don't know. He would have to tell you. Lottie Dottie Snooze was super bad at the beatboxes. He was probably the best in the city, and at that time Snooze was beatboxing, and
yes,
they came out with Lottie Dottie, and no doubt, you know, because we had to take from New York, we didn't steal their song, but we did a beatbox song, and it was really, really good, and that's how one of the reasons why I think an intricate part of him getting our deal along with the songs that, but people love Lana.
Yes,
it's called Lana.
Lana.
Stuck up with a rubber banana. Yeah, it was called Lana, and
I used to say that rhyme, man. I used to say that rhyme a whole lot, and when I would go places like, who that? I'm like, that's my man, you know what I mean, from around the corner. Is it a record? I'm like, no, man, you might have to go to one of the shows or something like that. But me and my homies, we used to sing that walking down South Street, man. We know the whole joint. A question, somebody wanted me to ask you, was it any truth, any nonfiction to that?
Yeah, man, everything that I say, man, South Philly is so rich in culture, man, because even though you hear me rapping and, you know, some people, when you listen to some of my stuff, it comes personal with my own family. I reveal the truth about myself and apologize and stuff like that, man. Lana was a girl that didn't like me, and I just was mad about it, and I wrote about her. But she actually was a pretty light-skinned girl, and they used to call me black and ugly back then. And, you know, I got the mic now, so, you know what I mean? Right. So, but yeah, she was it was a girl back in the day. You know, everybody knew who she was back then. But at the end of the day, South Philly is so rich in culture. And even though I am geographical and I am biased when it comes to the P, but you know, nowadays you can't be a rapper unless you a killer, right? But us growing up, man, we had a killer on the corner. We had a hustler on the corner. We had Bobby Sab, who was just rich in culture, on the corner. We had the dice player, and we had the number writer. Then we had the shooter. So I got an opportunity to see all these things, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have delusions of grandeur or who I am now or who I was back then. So, but at the opportunity that I got, that's priceless to see all these things, all these melting pots, you know what I'm saying? All the South Philly is one big melting pot, and I write about all this stuff right now that's just rich in culture, man. But all you got to do is stand on 20th and Task, and you'll get it all.
Cool. How did y'all guys hook up with Grand Dragon and becoming y'all DJ?
KD, I believe that was a Snooze. We went to Bird's Nest or something like that. KD is Steady B's DJ. Bring the beat back. But he's our DJ. You know what I'm saying? All About Money. Been down with us from day one. Everybody know him, though, for a song with Steady B. But, you know, me and the youngsters was real tight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Karan and Taj, your man. Tell your dad I said what's up. Lawrence Goodman should have gave me that deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? But EST and Cool C and Steady B, they was all from the hilltop. And, you know, and KD ran with them dudes. But, you know, I had to go up there whenever he was up there. And they got smacked around, too.
We already know that. Cool. A lot of people, when Crush Nation was together, and I know I can speak for the whole Philly at the time that was following Crush Nation, we was expecting to get our, not far as level, but our Run DMC far as a big duo. You see what I'm saying? Because we know lyrically y'all guys is just on a whole different level as running them, and they are legends. I'm just keeping it real. But what happened to the fall of Crush Nation?
My pride, my ego, me being the best rapper in the world, being battling Kane and people saying I won. And Jazzy Jeff told me that if you want to be a star, you need to be a solo artist. And at that time, you know, you standing next to somebody that got $10 million and you ain't got 10,000, you know, I value success over my friendship, but I would never allow success to corrupt the integrity of my being ever again. Okay. So, you know, I mean, Snooze and I have our ups and downs, but that's my friend for life, regardless of what anybody say or anybody feel. It doesn't have anything to do with music. I just value the person. But at the end of the day, I'm not the same person that I was, man. But like, I think that what I'm doing now is priceless, and I'm not being egotistical when I say that. But like I said, I'm never going to. I'm doing for self, but now I want to do for self collectively. I'm here at your show before anybody come. I'm here supporting him before anybody else, because these are the things that if you can feel my earnesty, that you will go back and say, I'm going to play his record. I'm going to pump Jazz Fresh even though he ain't here. Because as I grow, we grow. And as we grow, the culture grows.
We appreciate that right here, too, at WTMC Live 215. You right here with the Crush show right here. Hey, you got something nice over there, man. My man, he even drop a acapella, you know.
We give it to him acapella, man. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, give us something.
Yo, can you curse in?
You can do whatever you want to do, man.
Check it out. It's been a long day. They rubbing me the wrong way. And I just pray they just do what the song say. For that chocha, Akocha, Sammy Sosa, they talking shit, but they gunners in they holster. Approach me, I turn into Kaze Sose. In a worse way, if that's what the dough say. They thirsty, but you can die on your birthday. 24 hours to live is what the nurse say. Christians don't listen. They just do what the church say. I give them salams. They give me palms on my Sunday. One day respect they gon' show me. Pay me what you owe me. I'ma let your baby mother blow me like that white girl did Kobe. The D-League dying and I'm back on my grind. And I hustle all summer like it's wintertime. You just became a king and I've been a dime. A friend of mine said you was talking shit on the intercon. I'm acclimated to niggas being petty, y'all. Especially all the ones that be smoking the Ready Rock. Get booked like Cool C and get that time like Steady got. You close your other eye, you in the dark like Petty Rock. When I shit on it, niggas don't want to get on it. I sleep on the side of the pillow with all the spit on it. And you can hit on it and try to grit on it without a lid on it. Your face, she wouldn't even sit on it. She on my TIP because she think that we hot. But I ain't selfish with the bras like PNB Rock. But if you keep spamming me, you will get blocked. I'm trying to get rid of that work that I got in my sock. I ain't never had a bad broad out of Maybelline because I was on the back block selling rocks to the fiends and I was keeping that work tucked down in my jeans. But this the type of shit I had you straying from the dean, and I'm on my Yamin and I'm just keeping it a bean. I shit 16 inside the latrine and put something in your spleen to make you piss Listerine. WAR, I don't care you are. You want to spar? We could do it tomorrow in the back of the bar. I'm black and tar and I ain't got a scar because I'm a czar like Jimi Hendrix on a guitar. Hey, man.
Amen.
South Philadelphia zone.
Give it up out
Fresh.
there. I told y'all.
Inside the studio, real MC, man, round for round. I don't care what they say. I listened to a drink the other day, man, and I was, what was it? All my friends is dead.
Oh, it's by me?
No, it's by Young Bulls.
All
my friends are dead.
Oh, yeah, on my radio. Yeah, all my friends are dead. Yeah, it's on the 99.
Dude, really? Wait. That's the whole song. Then what you got next?
Yeah,
it's like garbage all day, all day.
You know what I think? I don't want to belittle the people, and but when I think about the culture, but you know how we say this generation, right? Like this generation, it was like the generation that grew up before us was a crack generation, right?
Okay.
But we're not really being educated and saying what is the result of the crack generation, meaning that the result of the crack generation is the child that they birth, that they don't have a lot of education. So now that they don't have a lot of education, they are settling for those type of rhymes because they're dummied down. You see what I'm saying? That's just like people smoking blunts and we don't know what the results, we know what the results of cigarettes are after 30 years, but people are smoking blunts and don't know what the results of because it ain't been here for 30 years. But the crack generation is in the 90s and their kids are 20. These are crack generation children that's listening to this.
Speak.
Hey, man.
Listen, I got a question, man, because you just spit some lyrics. Was that from your Amen track?
Nah.
Okay.
No.
Because I know that you do got a song called Amen. that came out a little while ago.
Yeah, but that's not from that.
Okay, but I know a cat who got a song called Amen.
Okay.
What you think? On 444.
Oh, you talking about Apologize?
Yeah, Apologize. I mean,
Apologize.
Yeah. You got a joint called Apologize.
Yes.
And
you know what?
Mysteriously as it sounds, Jay-Z came out after I heard your joint. I'm just
right.
throwing that out there. Let's talk about it.
Jay-Z, I did the song Apologize to Come From My Soul. I actually know it, and I probably can spit it a cappella if I can remember it. But Jay-Z has a song called Apologize, and I wrote Apologize, but then you have to ask yourself, what are the chances that me having a song that Jay-Z has, and he's a great mind, and he's talking about his wife, I'm talking about my ex. I'm talking about Beanie Siegel in this song, apologizing to Beanie Siegel for being jealous of him just because he was successful and I wasn't. And Beanie Siegel is a champion in his crew. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was, he was the man in his crew. Then he looks up to Big Daddy Kane. I battled Big Daddy Kane. He listens to Philly rappers. He signs Philly rappers. He also said my album came out 2 weeks ago. And I wrote my song. I've been on YouTube for 3 months prior, but I wrote it 2 years ago. And what happens is when you're dealing with things from your soul, just like no raindrop is the same, I was sincerely and earnestly apologizing to my family and friends and the people that I have ever wronged. So when you say things that come from your soul, like when I said, I apologize for being so reckless and not having a job and pawning your necklace, and I apologize for breaking my promise, and I apologize for not being honest. I apologize for being corrupt. I apologize to the people that I burnt the duck. I apologize for doing wrong, and I knew it. But my only excuse is the devil made me do it. That same subtlety he ended with, those 3 times I say apologize, he did it. And it's crystal clear. We don't want to, I'm not looking for vindication from this. I'm just looking for you to call a spade, an apple, and a strike. And if you pro Jay-Z and you listen to the song and you listen to my song and you realize that I wrote my song prior to his, then you tell me what is your definitive answer.
Oh, right. Now, you heard it here first. Jazz Fresh.
Hey, man.
You know, Carly, man. Listen. South Philly guys, man. I think that lyrically, you named a bunch of guys from the city. What do you think about the cats who became successful and just didn't look back?
Didn't look back?
Yeah, they just didn't look back.
You know what? That comes from the same thing I did with Snooze. I probably would have did the same thing, man. You got to think a lot of them guys, man. Like, I don't know who you would think, because Steady B, you have Black Thought, and he got his crew, beside him. Mm-hmm. But those guys, like I said, they was on the segregation side of the fence as far as we were concerned back then. EST, he became successful, and he from North. Like, we were geographical, like, you dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
Beanie Siegel, if that's up for y'all to decide if he helped people. But far as, like, he helped rappers, but did he help South Philly rappers? That's not for me to judge, but, it's a lot.
I don't mean, I'm going to take that, reverse that. I don't mean, when I don't, not necessarily reverse it, but I don't mean help people. Help the city as a whole. If you had an opportunity to put hip-hop on his back.
Right.
Nobody, like, Beans put the city on his back, so
right.
to speak. Meek kind of put it on his back, so to speak. But to come back to the city and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to open up a hip-hop studio. I'm going to do some, you know what I mean? I'm going to put on all the new young rappers, or whoever, you know what I mean? You got a lot of cats. You got Gilly, you got Jet, you got Fresh Print Will, whatever. You got all these guys. But we don't have a movement no more, man.
Yeah, you know what? I think the shout out to Do For Self, man, Tiffy Bay. I think he's trying to do that. And if we get away from what his perception is, and look at what he's trying to build culturally,
okay,
I salute him a lot, man. That's my young boy, man. This boy is really trying to help us. But, you can't there's no blueprint for it. So just like people grew up without a father, if you grew up without a father, then you delegate what's in the street, or the streets delegate you. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? There's no blueprint for it. There's nobody teaching him, so he's learning his way. But he wants to build that, and I'm building it from a D-League standpoint. Meek Mills is in the forefront, and of course, if he's helping Latif, that's a start, because I know what Latif's going to do if he get the bread. He ain't going to be selfish. He's going to come back and help. But now you got to understand that the type of rappers that he may get, he may never sign me, because I'm not on that side of the fence. But the rappers that he may sign may be more acclimated to the culture environment that he's in. But that's no different than you going to Rap A Lot records, you might got to sound like Scarface. Or if you go to Will Smith rapper, you got to sell like Will Smith. You go to Do For Self, you got to be acclimated to what they doing. You in the D-League, you over here, you have to have some type of, if you with Black Thought, you got to be conscious. So there's different ideas, but what I'm saying what's really needed is what I'm doing for people that love what I'm doing, because you wouldn't exist if you come from this era. He comes from this era, and that don't mean that we can't grow and cultivate and be acclimated, fully acclimated to what's going on presently, but at the same time, we can still stay grounded in our roots.
I like that, man. Listen, we getting words of wisdom.
That's the name of my song too.
This is real rap though, man. You know, real conversation. Inside the studio, TMC Live215. Jazz Fresh, the Carly Crush Show. I'm just sitting hanging out with Carly Crush, man. Carly,
what's up, bro?
Man, I'm impressed, man. Proud of what you're doing, man. And I need to say that publicly, man.
Appreciate it.
I started this just to bring like minds together. Got a lot of cats coming, coast to coast, man. We do some talk, we do some hip hop, we do some R&B, we do a mix of gospel. We got it all going on here, but Do For Self is kind of the thought process. I'm glad that Jazz brought that up. If we don't help each other, we'll all be in the same boat drowning together, man. Thank you for even bringing the concept up, man.
And that's really, I mean to cut you off, Carl. That's real important, because now I got people that's in the forefront that willing to help me, and I am so glad about Steve Stacks and Ethan, because they let me do what I want to do, and they love hip hop, but I'm so glad that they're white. And not from a racist standpoint, it's from a standpoint of them not being around me and growing up around me, and they don't have this stigma of anything bad or good about my past. They just judging me from my present, and we're moving forward.
For who you are.
For who you are, and how I treat them. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any delusions of grandeur of who I might be. They understand who I'm from, who I grew up with, the cats that I'm around, but they respect me and they respect the craft, and that's all I can ask them to do. And they see that I'm trying to cultivate our society and our community in hip hop, man. And I think that I can do it because I'm in the forefront, man. And I ain't just in the forefront because of my legacy. I'm in the forefront because of my bars in 2017.
Because you definitely still got bars.
Definitely has bars. Listen, this is the thing here, right? I want everybody to understand the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. I've been trying to do this since, it's been going on for about 25 years. All right, so when I was back as the hottest host in the city back in the 90s, in the early 2000s, and even the late 80s, because I've been a host ever since I was dancing. Don't get that twisted. I started that out at an early age.
Can you still dance, though? I'm just saying.
I'm gonna answer like this, right? Yeah. You know how you got the Kung Fu movies? You know you got the Shaolin Temple, and you got the different levels of teachers. Mm-hmm. You know the abbot who don't do instructing no more, he just gives study? That's who I am. I'm the abbot right now, so... My answer is I would still bust somebody's ass. Okay. If that's what you wanted me to say. Hey, listen, y'all.
And see, you didn't ask him, could he dance? See, this is what hip hop was built on.
Yeah.
He said I would bust somebody's ass because it's built on competition. So I keep trying to tell my girl that I'm not being arrogant, because there's no room for me to be 47 and be the third best rapper in the D-League. I got to be number one or nothing else, because number two is for pencils.
Right. Exactly. Oh. Classic. I know that still goes on in Cane Head right now, bro. I already know. But yeah, getting back to that, I just wanted to do something that the radio never have done, and everybody knows how the radio goes, and they never really paid homage or gave any respect or really tried to give any growing opportunity to the homegrown artists.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm just keeping it real. I'm not coming at nobody's neck. That's the reason why Philly is not where we supposed to be right now. And this is what I'm trying to do now. I couldn't do it back then, but I'm doing it right now. And I'm just letting y'all know I'm going to make it happen. I'm doing it. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm bringing to surface the people that need to be seen and heard, you know, the legends, because these young bucks ain't gonna do nothing right in hip-hop unless they know the history behind it. And we have legends that left the city, hasn't done nothing for the city. They claim, and they don't do nothing for the city. I ain't got to say no names. Y'all know their names, and even going
we're not
back.
Gonna say their names because we ain't gonna make them famous.
Right. And even going back then with the Philly radio, and this is my thing right here. Our radio stations did more for artists outside of the state and city than the artists in the city and the state. And that's true fact. That's true fact. And even with South Philly, like, we had it bad. If the rest of the city don't know, because I know some of the city do know, because like we said a minute ago, it was very geographical. They couldn't stand South Philly. South Philly couldn't go nowhere.
We had the most flavor. We went everywhere.
We went. They didn't want us nowhere, but we went everywhere. It didn't stop us from doing us. But when it came to getting that opportunity that the rest of the city or one whole side of the city was getting, we didn't get that. You see what I'm saying? And you know, people here in South Philly, they minds is on other things at the time. So, you know, those cats wasn't getting into that type of business. They was into a whole nother business, because if that was the case, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now, and I guarantee you that. But by it being geographical, people who had labels that could have really Def Jam Philly, you see what I'm saying? Because pop art was supposed to have been the Def Jam of Philly. I'm just keeping it real.
Yes.
We had some Philly artists that was hot. We even had New York artists before they was signed to our own label in a city. This is facts. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to get nothing wrong, because I know what I know, and then I know the people who knows. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, so we never really had that opportunity. And then, you know, the few independent labels back then, they was like neighborhood labels, and most of those labels was based out in Southwest and West Philly. And you had a couple guys in North Philly that put some money together, try to do their own thing, to put their music out, like Jewel $10 Bill and other cats.
What happened to them?
They was from the bottom of it.
What happened to Jewel $10 Bill?
Yeah, the bottom.
I think they was from the bottom
around.
of MC Breeze.
They still around.
Yeah. Shout out to my man MC Breeze and Singing
Yeah.
MC.
Yes, got to get Breeze on the show.
Yes.
Got to get him on the show.
Hey, Jazz, do me a favor, man. If cats want to get connected to the D League, if they want to get connected to Marston Records, not Marston House.
Marston House.
If they want to get connected to Marston House, give them some information. How do they get that?
Well, all you got to do is look up Marston House, man. MARSTENHOUSE. Marston House Records, and just look them up and look under Jazz Fresh. You know, once you go there, or you can look up James McCall on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Social media, James McCall, or Jazz Fresh.
James McCall on Facebook, and on Instagram is Jazz_Fresh. You know what I'm saying? But you can get at me through Marston House Records. You know what I'm saying? That's easy to find. And Facebook, James McCall, or you know what I'm saying, on Instagram is Jazz_Fresh_.
Now, what's next for you?
My album. I have a lot of guest appearances on my album that's going to give me an opportunity to tour and to make some money. I have guys that's in the D League that I did not know that was making money. They making a plethora of money. You have a kid named Ab Lib, who I just did a song with, Burn Your House Down and Piss on Your Cat. I have a kid out of Allentown named King Magnetic, who tours with Capadonna. I'm presently in the process of waiting for the return of the dude from Diggable Planets. I'm cool like that. And people would say, well, why would you do a song like him? You're a hardcore artist, because he got 2 million fans and he stays touring. I did a song with Fat Joe People, Big Lou. I did one with Pace One. I did one with Do It All from the Lords of the Underground, and I did one with K-Dot. I'm doing doing one with Jack Frost. I'm trying to get Black Thought. So my album has a lot of guest appearances, and my job is to be the best artist and show people who I am. And that, like, these guys, all these artists that are out here, they supposed to be 10 times better than me. One of the things some brother had told me, people don't really realize, like, I was rapping maybe, like, I was diddling it around, but when I got to high school, 85, 86, 87, I was the best rapper in the city. But then I battled Kane in 89, and I went to Jazzy Jeff or Fresh Prince house and never done a song. This worked on an album and never came out and never rapped again from 1990 into 2000. In 2000, I changed my name to Bigfoot. I got a deal on Entre Records, and what's his name, Corrupt, signed me from the Dog Pound. Perry P was the A&R, but then he went with Foxy Brown. She went deaf. He went back to L.A. and I lost my deal. Now, from 90 to 2000, I ain't rapping 10 years. Now, from 2000 to 2016, I ain't rapped in 17 years. I only been rapping for 12 months. And look where I'm at. I've been to Houston. God willing, I'm going to go to Atlanta. I've been to Washington. I went on A. Wake. I went on his tour. Hopefully, I can get to go overseas to Canada, London, and Thailand. I'm trying to go to these places where they love hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And these people are looking forward to my album. Shout out again to Marston House and Steve Stacks and Ethan. They have been supporting me from day one, and this is what people are going to see. When you stand on principle, when you got value, when you standing on principle and integrity, people, that only goes a long way. You got to have some stability, because when you don't have that, then you sacrifice the economic part of it when you standing on your principle, because they don't want to hear the guy that's saying you should have some ethic, you know what I'm saying, some moral value, you know what I'm saying. But now my voice is a little louder because I'm presently doing things. At the end of the day, all these rappers that's trap rapping outside of Do For Self in Philadelphia, they ain't going nowhere. They only rapping in Philly. And you know what I'm saying? They not going to New York. They ain't going to Washington. They ain't going to Atlanta. They ain't going to Houston. They ain't going to L.A. They ain't going overseas. These are places that the D-League is going, and I will try to I'd rather make $2,500 a week or $5,000 a week than be chasing $100,000 a year.
Listen, man, you doing... Word. Listen, I am, like I said, Jazz Fresh, South Philadelphia's own hip-hop pioneer, man. Repping Philly, repping the D-League. You can find him on Instagram, Jazz_Fresh.
Right.
On Facebook, James
McCall.
McCall. You can find him there, guys. But right now, inside the studio, if you want to talk to him, give us a call, 267-787-5393, 267-787-5393. Before we get out of here, I got a couple tracks we're gonna drop. We're gonna drop one more. But it's a good joint, man. It's called "Burn Your House Down."
Burn Your House Down.
I love this joint, man. It's hot.
It just came out Saturday.
So you're gonna hear this joint brand new. So listen, give us a call. Hey Jazz, before we drop this joint, you upcoming events, where you gonna be?
Oh, this Saturday I'm performing in New Jersey. It's on my page. I think it's Willingsburg, New Jersey. And then on the 25th, I have a show in Scranton. But a lot of upcoming stuff that I'm doing right now is just trying to get the album together so I can get on some tour dates. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I need some paper, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to chase that bag. But, yeah, I did a lot of shows, man, that people, my people wasn't going to. A lot of times, man, my shows are filled with Caucasian people, which I'm grateful for, but you know, I can't wait for my people to come out and support me, and they just need a little more visual for them to believe. And when everybody understands that everybody can't be Meek Mills, because when Robbie B was rapping, it was Robbie B and everybody else. When it was my turn, it was Jazz Fresh and everybody else. Then it was Beanie Siegel and everybody else, and now it's Meek Mills and everybody else. But everybody's trying to be Meek Mills, and you can't. You have to be the first you, and not the second Meek Mills.
Say it again.
You have to say that one more time, man. Because cats don't even realize that, man.
Hey, man, you got to be the first you and not the second Meek Mills, man.
And that's real. Let me get this track. Where we at? This joint is called
"Burn Your House Down and Piss on Your Cat."
Hey, man.
That sounds like I gotta have a gun out ready.
Let's get this joint.
Hot track.
Hot track, let's go.
Poking the wrong one. Soak you in red rum before. Fifth Stone.
Bring your joint on. Start it over. Rewind. Here we go, y'all.
Fifth Stone. Fifth Stone. Fifth Stone. Fifth Stone.
Live to die another day, you better find another way. The goons around the corner, a block away. And they always itching for somebody to spray. I done told y'all niggas that it's dark in the day. And the cut is way late. Know where your mama stay. Stress will turn your black hair gray. The devil's advocate, the Lord disciple. Treat you trifle and blast you with this rifle. If I don't like you, I approach you like a criminal, the general. Don't gotta say shit subliminal. I'm fresher than the Kleenex. X wanna be next, cause I look like Isaac Hayes in a V-neck. I'm not from the V-nex. SP grind, and we will kill all your kids like Columbine. What you know about killing killers with cyanide? Then come back and clean up the act with iodine. I heard they did that bullshit, the Ryan mime. I'm on some shit they ain't on yet. I was on that when they wasn't born yet. And they pop a sick in the cognac. Will get killed when you acting grown at. I burn your house down and piss on your cat. My do for self niggas is all about that. And the last thing they tryna be around is a rat. So they bring it to the tip of your nose and not your back. I burn your house down. I burn your house down. And piss on your cat. Don't make me burn your house down. And piss on your cat. Don't make me burn your house down.
John Blaze, my skull all flame. Walk in the house, only ashes remain. Jazz to these lames, stay in they lane. Lift trains off tracks, swing them like chains. Doc Strange, pull up in the spaceship. Leave your whole motherfucking block vacant. Not to play with, you poking the wrong one. Soak you in red rum before the song done. Y'all be bathing in mud. Unplug your plug and roll him in the rug. Pop the trunk, toss you in the scoop kill. You real? Nah, you a meal. Matter of fact, you a light snack. You see how we moving, this is easy pass. Ad-lib. I stay with that gas. It's on and it's on, Jazz, pass me the mash.
I burn your house down and piss on your cat. My do for self niggas is all about that. And the last thing they tryna be around is a rat. So they bring it to the tip of your nose and not your back. I burn your house down. I burn your house down.
Woo! Brand new Jazz Fresh. Ad-lib. Listen, guys, you got to tune in. Check out the show is in Willingboro, New Jersey.
Yes, this Saturday.
This Saturday. You know the name of the venue?
No, I don't, but it's on my page. If they come check me out, they interested, they'll check my page out. Yep.
Go check Jazz page out. Listen, guys, we got to get up out of here. Jazz, before you leave, any words you want to leave the world with?
Hey, man, just like, listen, man, we D-League Warriors, man. Like I said, man, the biggest thing that we could do collectively is do for self, man. And do for self collectively. Not in a negative way, but in a positive way. And I just want to be in the forefront in that and doing what I have to do to, you know what I'm saying, to show everybody that I'm down, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to be down with me so we can move forward as a unit.
Carly C., it's your show. Close out for me, man.
All right, listen, once again, thanks to everyone that tuned in via the website and Facebook Live. We appreciate it. Tell a friend if they didn't tune in this week, because every week I'm bringing you that Philly fire, some true facts, history and everything, up-and-coming artists. If you want try to get in rotation so the city know what's going on, you have to get with me, because I'm going to look out for you. Before we go, anybody know back in the day, I was the man to get you on the mic. So with that being said, I'm going to hold Philly down the correct way. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Thanks to the legendary Jazz Fresh.
Hey, man, shout out to my niggas from 20th Street, man. South Philly. I see you, Sway. Big Ron from the barbershop, Snooze. So on and so forth, man. Everybody, we love y'all.
Butter Stokes, I got your shout out, man.
Hey, man.
There we go. But tune in next week, y'all. We're going to have another special guest. I'm not going to tell you who he is for another couple days, and we'll see y'all. Peace.
Philly Listens Radio Network.
There you go. Crust. Love it, man.
24/7 around the world, nonstop. WTMC Live 215.
The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of WTMC Live staff or management.
That sound like some Wu-Tang shit. I'm down with the Wu. I don't settle for mediocrity, I own my property. Haters still watching me, look what she copping me. They mocking me, but home alone they be shocking me. From the muscle, I hustle, Randy Dockery. They beneath me, how they gon' get on top of me? Do it sloppily, opinions don't